If you need to know about the symptoms of ascension, spiritual awakening, or Kundalini awakening, and where this process will take you, this video and this series are for you. We also go over some practices you can add to your life to make your awakening process go smoother. What ascension or spiritual awakening are can get really confusing at times. You hear a lot of different things. You might have heard things like light quotients and repeating numbers and even stuff like psychic powers. And maybe some of that hasn't been a part of your experience and you're wondering, am I really on a path of awakening? Right now I want to tell you not to worry if you've had all the symptoms and signs that you've heard of. It's a complicated experience and it varies from person to person. So don't worry if you've had everything that you've heard needs to be on some checklist. Also, I want to introduce myself. I'm James, and I've gone through a lot of what we're going to be talking about today. I help people with healing processes, meditation, and the spiritual awakening process. That being said, I do want to discuss a few signs and practices of spiritual ascension so that we can understand them better. Spiritual ascension is sometimes known as spiritual awakening or a Kundalini awakening. These are all a natural evolutionary process that involves shedding your old self and aligning yourself to a greater degree with what some might call the source or ultimate reality. As things progress, you'll find your own set of words that you want to use to describe this alignment. Many people speak about spiritual ascension in regards to being upgraded, rebooted, cleansed, or having a heightened or being elevated in vibrational frequency. All these terms are a way of referring to the evolution and expansion of the mind and heart. Spiritual ascension, however, isn't all puppy dogs and kittens. A lot of times it is moments of calm, spacious awareness. It can also be accompanied by negative emotional shifts that are frequently known as the dark night of the soul, start of the process. Most often the process starts with a high energy release. This can be in meditation, daily life, just before you sleep or during sleep or a dream, or even a drug-related experience. It's common for people to see a giant ball of light that zaps them, and then things are just different. You might even feel that you're enlightened, but you're not yet. There's more to come. This might begin a period of time where things feel perfect, like nothing can go wrong. You might even feel like a giant burden has been lifted. Eventually things circle back and you have to deal with unresolved issues from your past. This might be in a week's time or a month's time, and this can last for a long time as you work through these issues. We're going to talk more about this in this video and the rest of the series, so now's a good time to smash the like button and also consider subscribing if this is an important topic to you. Specific symptoms: tiredness and a lack of energy. There are a lot of physical and mental changes that are happening. You might feel just tired and just out of it for weeks, and then all of a sudden get your energy back for a day or maybe even a week or two, and then boom, hit with exhaustion again. Physical issues. Your nervous system and your body are going through a lot of changes, and that can cause a lot of anxiety and other difficult moods. All these mood changes and everything that comes with it can at times feel like spiritual puberty. You might feel shaking or energy releases for a long time. Maybe you start to just tense up and shake and then boom, release everything. This can come in many forms, and it's not always about energy releases. Sometimes it can be buildup. Buildup of energy just in parts of your body, oftentimes around chakra areas. Feeling disconnected. You might feel disconnected from others and surprisingly even yourself. With all the changes that are happening to you, you might find it extremely difficult to connect with people who you once had a lot in common with. This can even create a disconnect with yourself as you're constantly changing and just don't even know what to do with yourself and your time. Sadness and grief. During the ascension process, you're going to have to feel all the feelings from the past that were never felt. Oftentimes you've been hiding from feelings that you hadn't previously felt. During the awakening process, these feelings kind of come to light so that you can feel them for the very first time. We're going to talk about this more in the upcoming videos in this series. So now's a good time to smash the like button and consider subscribing. Practices that will help. First, I want to say, and this is really important, I want you not to fight anything that comes with this process. This process is about coming to a place of acceptance with most things in your life, good and bad. This doesn't mean that you can't do practices that make this process go smoother, but you need to find a balance. Energy work. Moving energy through your body can be super productive for the awakening process. Things like Kundalini yoga, Tumo, or even breath work can be very, very, very beneficial. Try and find a teacher who's supportive of the awakening process and has been through parts of the process also. This can be learned remotely, and you don't necessarily have to do this in person when you learn it. meditation and resting in silence. I'm not going to go into this too in depth right now. It's going to be covered in the rest of the series, and I have a ton of videos on meditation. I do want to say that having a practice of just resting in pure spacious awareness can be incredibly transformative. Bonus book to read: The Kundalini Guide and The Awakening Guide by Bonnie Greenwell are the two best books you're probably going to be able to get your hands on to just give you a really great overview of this whole process. They're also going to help you understand that you're not alone in this journey, and they're going to show you just sort of the wide breadth of symptoms and things that people go through during this process. And hopefully I can be a part of your process. Below is going to be a list of books and videos that are going to help you in your own journey. I'm going to be doing a ton of meditations, and a lot of it's going to help you with some of the energy stuff that you have questions about.